Hey guys, gonna sit down here and do a coloring because I've got something weighing on my mind and I really want to talk to somebody about it. So I thought I'd come to you guys. I am doing a brand new project. I learned to take my stress out on coloring from Life with Patty. I was watching her and it just looked like it was fun, so I went and bought some books and some crayons. I bought crayons and colored pencils, and the only thing I don't like about them is, you know, the crayons and colored pencils we had in the 70s and 80s, they were bright. I mean, when you colored with them, the color was there. And then when they changed them, for whatever reason they changed them for, because they couldn't have been toxic, because, I mean, how many kids did you hear of when you was a kid died from coloring? Yeah. So why they changed them, I don't know. But I have found that the new colors and stuff are just really kind of dull. But that's just me. Anyway, I have a question to ask you guys. I'm doing a new project, and it's a project that incorporates everyday recipes like homemade biscuits, cornbread, fried chicken, you know, stuff that we commonly make that we don't really need a recipe for, but you know, there's just sometimes that you do use a recipe for it. From the vintage days, I guess you'd say. Anyway, then I'm going to incorporate some vintage cookbook covers. And I've come across this one, and I'm telling you, maybe I'm crazy, but I absolutely find this cover just beautiful. In my eyes, it's beautiful. But I'm scared to death to use it because I'm afraid that I'm going to offend somebody, or I'm going to hurt someone's feelings, or somebody's going to raise a ruckus about it. But I want to use it. And I also thought about, you know, since the thing that I'm using it for will be in my home only, well, for now anyway, I thought I'd go ahead and incorporate it, but just not show it. But I am going to stick a picture of the cover of the cookbook that I want to incorporate, and I want you guys to give me your honest opinion to whether I should do it or should not do it. It has had me so stressed out, and because I want to use it, because in my eyes it's absolutely beautiful, but then it kind of brought me to tears, thinking I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings, or I don't want to offend anybody by using it. And then I want your honest opinion if you would use it or not. Anyway, you know, I was talking to a friend of mine, and we were talking about Christmas and how, you know, toys aren't going to make it, and most people who buy anything for their kids pretty much are going to have to order it online, and then you're taking a chance if it even gets here in time. And he was talking to me about this family that he knows, and I thought, this is a spectacular idea. And I thought everybody could use this. Not everybody would want to use it, you know, but I think it's a great idea for those that can afford, you know, all these presents and can afford to pay for the extra shipping and stuff like that it's going to take to get Christmas presents this year. And when you go to pick out Christmas presents, you know, you're going to have to be not very picky because there's not going to be much there, from what I hear. This guy told me that he has a friend that has, the guy has 5 children, and what they do for Christmas, or maybe this Christmas, I don't know what. He didn't say if they do it every Christmas or they were just going to do it for this Christmas or what they were going to do, but he said he's going to get his children to sit down and give them paper and have them to write down what they like most. It can't be a store-bought toy or anything like that. It can be going to spend the weekend with grandma, or going to a friend's house for the weekend to spend the weekend with your friends, or having a pajama party, or, you know, having a football party for your friends, or a basketball party for your friends, or, you know, just stuff like that. Like, if the kid loves to go to his grandparents and spend the night, make that one of them. And he writes them down, everything that they come up with. He picks 3 out of each one of the kids, and he writes them on paper, and they wrap them like little gifts, and they put them under the tree. And on Christmas morning, the kids get to pick a gift, and whatever is in that, the kids get to do. Like, one of them's present will be maybe going spending the whole weekend with grandma and grandpa, so they get to go, or having a bunch of friends over to spend the night for a pajama party, or having your friends over for a football game or football party or basketball party. And if you put in a basketball party, then he goes to like Dollar General or you know, a cheap store, and he'll buy like a basketball, he'll buy like a football, something to go with each one of these. So if one of them picks, they get to have a football party with their friends, then the next gift he lets them open is the football. Or they have a basketball game with their friends that lasts all day, they get to have all their friends over, then he gives them a basketball. Or like little girls who want to get together with their friends and have a dress-up party, then they buy like a little dress for dress-up, or you know, the jewelry and the little crowns and stuff like that. Cheap stuff you can find. And I thought, what a great idea. And you're not spending a lot, and you know that you already have the gift. Of course, it has to be something that the child he likes to do, but he doesn't get to do a lot or do every day. She picks a gift to have a pajama party. Well, then her next gift is going to be a new set of pajamas. You know, just cheap child costume pajamas for the kids to play with. And I thought, that's a great idea, because you're not spending a lot of money, and you're going to cook for your kids anyway. Why not cook for all of them for the party? But I just thought it was a great idea. Like, grandparents can have the gift of coming over to help grandma cook, or grandpa work outside, or do something with grandma and grandpa that they don't usually get to do. You know, grandma can give the gift of coming over and helping grandma make cookies, and the kid gets to keep all the cookies, or help grandma make a cake and she lets the kid help keep all the cake. You know, this actually does kind of calm your nerves down a little bit. Oh, did I tell you guys? You know, when my propane tank blew up, or whatever you want to call it, if you guys remember that. I have spent all summer trying to get them to come and fix it. They have not done it. I've asked over 9 times. And if you remember, there was over 100 gallons still left in that tank. And that night I tried to get the gas company to pull what gas was left in there, and they wouldn't do it. Well, see, back then, I paid like $1.59, something like that, for gas. Losing over 100 gallons, that's still a lot of money to lose just to go out in the air. And it wasn't my fault, it was theirs for refusing to take the gas out when I asked them to. And then I spend, because my thing is I kept telling them, I want to get this tank fixed before winter gets here, before the cold air gets back. Well, they just never did do it. And then I called them again. I told them, I said, I have to have this tank fixed by November 1st, and then I'll order my gas. Gas, oh my gosh, gas is crazy this year. Well, they still didn't show up when I wanted them to, and that would have been the 10th time I asked. Well, this time I called them, and I told them, I said, all right, I'm going to take you guys to court and make you pay me for all that gas that you guys just let float out in the air. And I said, you can't deny it because the fire department was here, the police department was here, the ambulance was here, and the gas truck was here whenever they stood right in front of me, in front of all of them out there, the police, firemen, everything, and said, we're not going to bother with pulling what gas is in there out. We're just going to let it float away. That's all we can do. So they heard me ask, and they heard him refuse me. So I had that on my side. Then I told him, I said, every time I have called you guys, I've kept it on my phone to have proof that I've been calling you to fix my tank. Then they wanted to, even if they fixed it, the bill, they sent a guy down a week ago to look at it, and it was going to be over $300. Then they wanted to charge me an extra $60 for a new, what's that called, regulator. Then they wanted me to pay an extra $50 for a pressure test once they had it all put together and done. Then I would have had to pay I think it was exactly $600 for 250 gallons of gas. And I blew a gasket. By the time they left here, by the time they got through talking and left here, I got $590 worth of gas they were going to pay for, so I only had to pay $10 on that. I did not have to pay the $50 for the pressure test. I did not have to pay the $300 and some to rebuild the whole top of the tank. The only thing that I had to pay was the $60 for the new regulator. So it came out, only cost me $70 out of $400 and some just to fix it, and then the gas to go in it. So I saved $1,000 by throwing a fit and threatening them. And I don't like doing that, but you know, it wasn't my fault. You know, and I had done everything I could to get them to come fix it during the summer months when I didn't need propane at all. And all the propane that was left in there that had already blown away, there wasn't anything in there. So there wasn't any excuse, and they can't tell me they were just really, really busy during the summer months. I mean, I realize people use propane during the summer months too, but they're not so backed up like they are in the winter time. And then here the gas went up almost twice, 3 times the price. So anyway, after threatening to take them to court and telling them that they couldn't win because I had witnesses with the fire department and the police, so you know, who would the judge believe? The police, the fire department, or the gas company, or the gas guy refused to pull that gas out of there and save it for me. I don't know. But anyway, I was blessed in that manner that I get 250 gallons of gas for free, I get the top of the tank built for free, and I still have to pay for a new regulator and $10 on the gas, so I'm up for it. Still very, very light. No matter how hard I push, The colors are still kind of light. But I have to agree with Patty. This is great for relieving stress. And you know, that could be one of the reasons that I got into the painting, because the colors are very bright and in your face. I like that. Anyway, I think I'll let that go for there. And the next time I want to sit down and talk to you, then I'll bring this picture back and we'll finish it off. What do you guys think? All right, guys. Thank you for listening to me mumble and gripe and groan. But I really do want your opinion on the picture that I'm going to insert, or the picture I did insert. I haven't decided yet where I'm going to put it, of what I want to add to this new project I'm doing, and tell me what you think. All right. Bye, guys.